Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 14 for the event marriage prospects. This will be an interesting case wherein out of 9 planets for the event of marriage, there will be 1 or 2 key planets. All the other key planets, all the other planets will be a mixed significator. So those planets having some mixed significations are getting the support from the strong key planets, and they are ruling the Dasa Lord. So Dasa Lord is having the key planets, and it is through the supports of the key planets only Dasa Lord's rulers are getting the strength. So that way, only very less key planets, favorable key planets, and others are mixed key planet, but getting the influence from the favorable key planets. How they are all playing role in the Buddhi Lord to make that Buddhi Lord is strong enough to support for the marriage during its Buddhi, though it is having some unfavorable or non-supportive houses. So in compared to the other planets, how it is stronger. So comparative study is important, and also how the key planets are playing role in through their supports, they are giving the strength. Let us check this chart. Example 14, timing of marriage. In this chart, the important points can be found. Number one is, as I said, many planets are mixed key planets. And many key planets, mixed key planets are ruling the Dasa Lord. And the second one is role of Dasa Lord's key planets and destiny's key planets in supports adding strength. And importance of the comparative study. Importance of the comparative study is most important one. Then only we can find even some planets are having mixed significations, but how it is comparatively better than the other planet, that we have to study. And importantly, as I said, the role of Dasa Lord's key planets. Dasa Lord has got 1 or 2 favorable key planets, and others are mixed key planets. And the role of Dasa Lord's key planet and destiny key planet in the support of the Buddhi Lord adding strength. How it is happening, then we will discuss in detail in this chart. This is the birth chart of the male, and we are going to study the destiny prospects on the marriage and also timing of events. So first we have to do the preliminary study, and let me open the North Indian chart. Now let us do the basic study on the chart. Lagna is Sagittarius Lagna. 7th cusp is falling in the Gemini, and 7th Lord Mercury is posted in the Pisces in the 3rd house. 7th Lord posted in the 3rd house in the sign of Pisces. Basically, it is not a good placement, but still it is occupying the 3rd house is good, and it is conjoined with the 5th Lord Mars and also conjoined with the Venus. Venus is 6th Lord and 11th Lord. So 7th Lord is conjoined with the 6th Lord and 11th Lord. Venus is in a good place, and Mars is 5th Lord and 12th Lord. So the 7th Lord is connected to 5 and 12, and also 6 and 11, because it's conjoined with Mars, 5 and 12, conjoined with Venus, 6 and 11, in occupying the 3rd house. So it is supportive. 7, 3, 5, 11 are supportive. 6 and 12 are having some weakness. But otherwise, it is okay only. It is not bad. And any other planets are influencing the 7th Lord Mercury. 7th Lord Mercury in the sign of Jupiter. And Jupiter is occupying the 7th house, is aspecting to Venus, Mercury, and Mars. So 7th Lord Mercury is aspected by the Rasi Lord Jupiter from the 7th house. This is good. So that way that Rasi Lord is getting the, support, giving the support by way of aspect also. This is very good. So that way the seventh Lord is getting the support of the Jupiter, the Rasi Lord. And the fifth Lord Mars also by conjunction, and 11th Lord Venus also by conjunction. And what are the other things are present? Saturn and Rahu are conjoined, and Moon or Ketu are conjoined. Anyway, let us see while we are studying the significations and supports, we will check those things. But as of now, seventh Lord, it is posted in the third house and influenced by 11th Lord, fifth Lord, and Jupiter, that is occupying the seventh house. It is aspecting. Lagna Lord is aspecting to it. It is favorable despite some unfavorable, non-supportive houses are present. So it is not so weak. It is good only. Now what we have to do, we have to do the study on the self-signification. I already selected the event. Now we have to do the self-signification study, self-significator and planet colors. First, Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord Jupiter, fourth Lord also Jupiter, doesn't matter. Occupying seventh house and 11th cuspal star Lord is good. And 1, 5, 6, 11 cuspal sun Lord. This is God on the favorable side. 1, 7, 11, 1, 5, and 11. All are good. Only it is having sixth sublord, it is having weakness, but that is also not strong because it is not being further supported. But sixth sublord, also fifth sublord, favorable grouping on the other side, on the higher side, though it is sixth sublord, favorable is on the higher side. Just because of the sixth sublord, we cannot give it as a pink shade or a red shade because of the full complete favorable grouping is present. So instead of giving dark green, we can give light green because Jupiter has got fourth lord and sixth lord. We are giving this light green. And seventh lord Mercury, 10th lord also occupying third house. 7 and 3 is good, and 10th lord and 4th star lord. So this has got some weakness but not detrimental. So but what we can do, Mercury can be given blue. And Saturn is second lord, third lord. It is good. Occupying eighth house, obstacles not, not strong favorable, but it is causing obstacles. And 8 and 12 cuspal star lord. So 8, 8 and 12 are indicating weakness. Definitely it is indicating hurdles, but it is not 6, 8, 12 grouping. But second planet Ketu, 3 and 1, it is supporting. Second lord, third lord, that is important. Suppose this planet is having good key planet in its supports, these 2 and 3 good houses for the marriage will get the impact of the favorable key planets in its supports. But because of this 8 and 12, we can give, because of the 2 and 3 and 8 and 12, we can make Saturn is blue. We cannot give light red or pink because in the source it is having both 2 and 3 cuspal lordship. I think you're able to understand. And Lagna we have checked. Rahu, 9th occupant, 3, 7 star lord, and 2, 7 and 9, 12th cuspal sublord. You can see 9th occupant, that is 7th cuspal sublord planet, is very good house grouping in the CSL, and 3, 7 cuspal star lord, it is Kama Trikon also present. 9th occupant, very good house grouping. Just because of the 12th sublord, we cannot say it is bad, but 12 is not unfavorable even for the marriage prospect. It is also good only to some extent because it is talking about blood pressure. Blood pressure, it is supportive. But 7 moving towards this all are good only because 2, 7, 9, 12, we cannot say unfavorable. So Rahu, we can give green. Okay, we can give dark green also because of this sun, and also the 12, I am giving light green. And Mars, Fifth Lord, 12th Lord occupying third house. 5, 12, and 3. So Mars we can give blue, right? And Moon, 8th Lord occupying second house, 2, 16, and 3, 4, 8. 2, 2, 3 are okay, but being 8th Lord and 4, 8 cuspal star sublord and 16 having weakness, so we can give Moon is light red. Sun, 9th Lord occupying 4th house and 4th, 10th cuspal sublord. It is 9th Lord is fine, having some weakness, but second planet is good. So Sun, what we can give? Sun we can give because of the 4 and 10th cuspal sublord. We cannot give red also, but we can give either blue or mixed one. When Rahu has been given green and Sun, 9th Lord having some weakness, it is not occupying good house also. It is, comparatively, it is, though it is not strongly unfavorable, 10 is also there. So Sun we can give mixed one. So that is fine. And Venus, 6th Lord, 11th Lord, 3rd occupant, 5 or 9 star Lord. This you have to study carefully because 6th Lord is not good, but it is 11th Lord also, occupying third house on 5, 9 star Lord. Now 6 is not further supported from left to right, and 6 is losing its strength, 11 is getting the strength. So that way Venus is becoming stronger from left to right, though it is 6th Lord, but it is 11th Lord also. So though it is 6 is present, but unfavorable strength are not supported, favorable strength only supported. So what we can do, Venus, we cannot give light green because 6th Lord, but we can give blue because it has got a good house grouping at the CL, OCC, and CST. And Ketu planet, 3rd occupant and Lagna star Lord, and representing Saturn, it has got weakness. So what we can do, Ketu also we can give blue. Saturn also we get given blue only because of the 2 and 3. So 3 and 1 is there, and representing Saturn we can give blue. Suppose it is having some favorable houses, primary houses, then would have given Ketu as light green also. But because of 3 and 1, I prefer giving blue. Then what are the other planets missing? No, I think we have given all the planets respective colors. Let us set colors. So we could see only 2 planets are having favorable, green color, right? Let us check those planets once again. Just a minute. Yeah. Let me open that self-significator. You can see this, Jupiter and Rahu. Only these 2 planets, Rahu and Jupiter, are the only planets are having the green color favorable key planets. And Jupiter also the same way, only 1, 7, 11, 1, 5, and 6, 11 is good grouping are present. So Rahu and Jupiter are the only planets or favorable key planets. Apart from this Jupiter and Rahu, what are the other key planets? All the blue colors, Ketu, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Mercury. But each one has got their own strength and weakness. Out of them, which is better? Ketu 3 and 1 is fine, but second planet Saturn has got some weakness. But Venus, you can see 6th Lord, but 11, 3, 5, 9. It is very good. Venus is comparatively better. Then Jupiter, Sun is okay, mixed one. Moon is not good. And Saturn, 2nd Lord, 3rd Lord, 8, 8, 12. So it is indicating some obstacles. And Mercury also 7th Lord occupying 3rd house. It is also having some mixed signification, but one compared to Saturn, Mercury, and Venus, Venus is better because 11, 3, 5, and 9. So Venus can be comparatively better. We can taken as a key planet when compared to Saturn and Mercury. So these two planets are having some good houses, but with some obstacles. Similarly, Ketu's 3 and 1, it is having some medium significators. So Rahu and Jupiter, and of course, Mars also there. Mars is fifth lord occupying third house, 5 and 3 also good. Because of the 12th lord, it is having some weakness, but 5 and 3 is good. But if you check the Venus, 11th lord, third occupant, and 5 and 9 star lord, this is adding strength. So in that case, we can see Rahu, Jupiter, and Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars. Then comes Mercury and Saturn. These are the order, we can say. These are the planets, key planet strength. Only Rahu and Jupiter are favorable, but all the remaining are mixed significator. Out of them, Venus is better. I think you are able to understand this one. Unfavorable, yes, Moon, red color already there. Other planets are have only mixed one. So now what we have to do, we have to check the destiny planet. Seventh Lord. Seventh Lord is Mercury. Mercury in the star of Saturn, all are blue only, no red. That moon is not playing role. That way it is good. So Mercury in the star of Saturn, 2A level is Venus, again sub-level is Venus. Venus is better. And again Saturn is coming. So that seventh lord in the star and sub of this planet, it is supportive. If you look at the rulers, that house grouping 2, 3, 2, 3, 11, 3, 5, 9, 11, 3, 5, 9, and 2, 3. Similarly, if you see these 8 and 12, and again 8 and 12, but 7 is experiencing this one. This is the problem. Seventh Lord experiencing this favorable also, unfavorable also. It is indicating some hurdles and obstacles in the seventh house matters. Now, where are the other key planets? Green color planets is not there. Where are the other key green color planets? Rahu and Jupiter. Just to open the birth chart, we can open that EPS table also, and you can check. Saturn is conjoined with Rahu, favorable key planet. Mercury is aspected by Jupiter. So Mercury is having Jupiter in support, Saturn is having Rahu in its supports, and Venus is also having Jupiter in support. So Saturn is having the Rahu in supports. It means what? Mercury planet is having the Jupiter in supports. Saturn is having Rahu in supports. Similarly, Venus is having that. Let me check what Venus is having. Venus is having Jupiter. Yes, Venus is also having Jupiter. Venus is having Jupiter, and Saturn only having that Rahu. The important key planet Rahu is influencing the Saturn, supporting. It means what? The favorable key planet are not ruling the level, but they are, especially Rahu is a free planet. It cannot play as the star level planet, or only as the sub level it can play. But it can play, it gives its influence to the other planet by way of support. Saturn is conjoined with Rahu. That is the one important point we have to keep it in mind. So that way, Saturn is influenced by the Rahu, and the Mercury's seventh lord is influenced by the Jupiter. Venus also influenced by the Jupiter. Venus already a good key planet, influenced by Jupiter, that is adding strength. So now seventh lord we have studied. Then seventh sublord. Seventh sublord is Rahu. Rahu, we know that is good. And star level is Venus. Star level is Venus is, we have already selected Venus. Venus is already influenced by the Jupiter. Jupiter itself is a sublord. So it is good. And Venus is getting the ruler link from the Jupiter. And star lord of the star lord and sublord, star lord of the sublord is Saturn. This Saturn is getting the Rahu in its supports, right? That's already saw that because Saturn is conjoined with Rahu. Rahu is passing its influence to the other levels. So the seventh sublord planet Rahu is passing, it's giving strength to the other levels by way of supports, especially the last level and 2A level. And importantly, star level planet Venus is also good despite sixth lord. It is getting the ruler link from the Jupiter. So that way, the marriage is promised and supportive for the marital life. Some weakness are present, but to a level. Some obstacles are there. Otherwise, destiny is good. I think you are able to understand. Now, we have to check the key planets of the destiny planet. Out of these destiny planet, which are the planets are strongly playing role? Definitely Rahu and Jupiter, Rahu, both are playing, and Venus, Saturn are also playing. They are influenced by the Rahu and Jupiter, right? So that we could identify in this. And now let us check the Dasa Lord. Dasa Lord at the time of marriage was Jupiter. Jupiter Dasa was running. Now Saturn Dasa running. Previously Jupiter Dasa was running. During that period only he got married. Jupiter Dasa is a good key planet, already discussed. In the star of Saturn, sub of Mercury. So Saturn, star lord of the star lord is Venus, sub lord is Mercury, Mercury in the star of Saturn. You can see they are having, Saturn is having some obstacles. This is also having some weakness. Again, this getting obstacles. When a good planet is ruling, the star lord of the planet, if it is having some weakness, but to a level is good. That already discussed. Venus is one of the, favorable key planet after the Rahu and Jupiter, Venus, right? Now, when one level is weaker, mixed significator, if that planet is having good key planet in its supports and also 2A level planet, that is star lord or planet is supporting it, unfavorable strength will be reduced and favorable strength will be increased. Now you can see 2 and 2, 3, 8, 8 and 12 obstacles are not further supported by the star lord of that planet. It is favorable houses only supported. So that unfavorable strength are reduced, favorable houses are supported by the star lord of that star lord. In addition to that, if that Saturn is having favorable key planet, suppose Jupiter itself is playing role in the support of the Saturn, then it will add strength. Or other key planet, suppose what is the other key planet? Already we have discussed Rahu. Saturn already having Rahu in its support, that already checked. Rahu is strong key planet, it is there. So Saturn is having Rahu in its support, it is adding strength. Now, what are other planets? Jupiter is passing any ruler into the other level. Let us check anyway. Open that EPS table. Jupiter here, Saturn is having Rahu, and sublord is Mercury having Jupiter. 2A level Venus also having Jupiter, sublord Mercury also having Jupiter. So that way, that Jupiter is favorable key planet. Jupiter is passing ruler link to the sublord. Star lord of the star lord also indirectly supported by the Jupiter because Jupiter is there in the supports, and sublord is Mercury. Star lord of the sublord is again Rahu is present. So the star lord and sublord are getting the influence of the favorable key planet through the ruler link. That star lord planet is getting the impact of the primary, good key planet Rahu, because primary cuspal sublord key planet Rahu in its supports. It means what? Dasa Lord is good, and star level planet and sub-level planet are getting strength from the strong favorable key planets in their supports and also through the ruler link. Moreover, the star lord of the star lord Venus also playing. Correct? No, that way it is supportive. Now, out of this Dasa Lord, the favorable strong key planets of the Dasa Lord are Jupiter. That Dasa Lord itself is favorable key planet. Jupiter and Rahu are playing. Rahu has got limitation because Rahu is a free planet. Rahu influencing Saturn. Saturn is having 8 and 12, but Ketu supportive, and Rahu is influencing Saturn at 2 levels. So Saturn also we can take because it is influenced by the favorable key planet Rahu. So now straight away, if you see which are the favorable key planet, Jupiter, Saturn is secondary, and Venus. Yes, Venus is the good key planet. So Jupiter and Venus are the good key planets of the Dasa Lord, and Saturn is, because of the support, it is becoming the favorable key planet. And Rahu is a good key planet, primary cuspal sublord key planet in its supports. That way, Dasa Lord's key planet are Jupiter and Venus. Then comes Rahu and Saturn. I think you are able to understand this one. Now, in Rahu, Jupiter Dasa, which are the Buddhis are favorable to support for the marriage? We have to check it, right? We have to check each and every planet and their strength by way of ruling by way of the key planets ruling the levels, and also level-wise study. So for better study, let me clear all these things and let me, note down the favorable key planets of the Dasa Lord here. Jupiter is the Dasa Lord, and Venus is the other favorable key planet, and Saturn are mixed one, being the 2 and 3, but Saturn is getting the support from the Rahu. Rahu is a good key planet and free planet in its supports. That way, these are the favorable key planets of the Dasa Lord. Now let us check. Other than that, other key planets which you already studied, but within that key planets of the Dasa Lord, these are the favorable key planets. Now, Saturn itself, okay, it is secondary key planet. In the source itself, it is having some weakness. Star Lord is good. And again, 2A level, again, this is coming. And sublord is Venus. So Venus also good. So source is having some weakness. Star Lord is better. And 2A level, again, weakness. And all are having that key planet of the Jupiter and Rahu that we already studied. So let us keep this planet in waiting list, because this planet is starting with the 2 and 3 supported by this one, but having got some weakness here also, but sublord is good. Let us keep this Saturn in waiting list. Next comes the Mercury. Star Lord, again, Star Lord is Saturn. Saturn is having some weakness, but Mercury is good. Good in the sense it is 7th Lord and occupying 3rd house. But the problem is Saturn at the star level, though it is having weakness, since the source planet is 7th Lord, 7 is supported by 2 and 3, but 7 is going to experience this. 7 is experiencing these obstacles, that is indicating some weakness. 2A level is fine, sub-level is also fine, but Saturn is ruling at the star level, though it is weak, but planet is getting the impact of this 8 and 12. This is causing weakness. So that way, level-wise study indicating 7th Lord in the star of this. 2 and 3 is good only, but 8 occupant, 8 and 12 is not good. They are supporting to the 10 and 4. In addition to that, moreover, 7th Lord itself in the star of this, 7th house matters are going to experience this. This is weak. I think you are able to understand this. Then Ketu first level is good, and second level Jupiter itself, our favorable key planet, is coming. And 2A level, this planet Lagna Lord occupying 7th house Jupiter in the star of this planet 8 and 12, again 8 and 12. So some weakness is present at the 2A level and sub-level planet because that star Lord is good. 1, 4, 7, 11, in the star of your planet, Lagna is going to experience this because it is not having any 11th house. It is having Lagna Lord and 4th Lord. it is getting the impact of these 8 and 12 also. So that we have to keep this in mind, waiting list. This is not very strong because these levels are, giving some unfavorable obstacles to the Lagna on the 7th house matters. Right? Now let us check the Venus. Venus is favorable key planet. Star Lord is again Saturn, like here, Mercury in the star of Saturn, it is obstacles. Again, sublord also Saturn, it is obstacle. But 2A level is Venus is good, and this Saturn is mixed one, right? Venus again is good. Now the point is what? Here, 7th Lord in the star of Saturn, 7th house matters are going to face obstacles, right? 10 is going to get support. Now here, 6th Lord, but 6 itself is not further supported. It is losing its strength, right? 6th Lord only, but 11th Lord, 3rd occupant, 5 and 9. So, though it is 6th Lord, its unfavorable strength is not further supported. It itself is losing its unfavorable strength. But Star Lord is 2 and 3, 11 supported by 2 and 3. 6 will have some impact on 8 and 12, but 6 itself is not very strong. The role of the 6 will not be significant in the source. Only 11 will be strongly present. Suppose, apart from that 6, it is having any unfavorable here, like 7 is having that 3 and 10 is having this 4. Some unfavorable houses are present, then 6 would have got some support. Then 8 and 12 will give more impact on this. Now this is fine. Now one level is weak. That level is, as we already discussed here, somewhere we discussed, yes, that the Jupiter, Star Lord, Saturn is getting the strength from the 2A level planet Venus, and Saturn's unfavorable strength is reduced by the Rahu we discussed, right? Saturn is our secondary key planet that is playing role at the Star Lord, and sublord Venus is the planet that itself is ruling the source planet. That is good only, but if you see, many unfavorable obstacles causing houses are there at the star level and sub-level, but Venus is the planet which is getting the influence from the Jupiter, right? And Saturn is the planet which is getting the, influence from the Rahu. So the Jupiter is the Lord, it is influencing, it is supporting to the Venus. The Lord Jupiter is supporting to the Venus, and Star Lord Saturn is supported by the Rahu, that is strong favorable key planet, primary cuspal sublord key planet, the two free planets. So that way, only through the supports only they are becoming stronger. Why they are becoming stronger? They are already having 2 and 3 and 11th house, and because of that they are getting the strength. Okay, so this also we have to keep it in waiting list because it has got some weakness also. So we let us keep in waiting list. Ketu we have kept waiting list. Saturn we already kept in waiting list. Venus also we are keeping in waiting list. Now let us check with the Sun. Sun is 9th Lord, but having some weakness. Okay, not an issue. Ketu again 3 and 1. So star planet is having mixed. Secondary planet is good, second planet is good, but Star Lord planet is Ketu. Ketu having not very strong significator. This is 9, this is 3 and 1. It is not forming very good grouping like a 2 or 3 or 11. Nothing is there. But 2A level planet is Jupiter is good, and sublord also Rahu is good. Now, which is missing? The favorable key planets of the Dasa Lord, Saturn and Venus are playing. Saturn, Venus are playing role. No, they are the favorable key planets, secondary key planets, but they are strongly playing role here. That Saturn role by way of Ketu is playing, but Venus role is not playing role, only at the last level. So it has got some weakness, especially at the star level, and source also not very strong. So we have to keep it in waiting list. Let us see. When the comparative study, we can find its strength and weakness. Now the moon. Moon is unfavorable, free planet also, and they are all having Mars, and not good key planet. So we need not check this one. And one more thing also I forgot to tell, that Venus in the star of Saturn and sub of Saturn, then we can check sub lord of Venus also. If I scroll, then it will that whatever written I have written, it will be misplaced. Anyway, we have to do that. Venus is in the sub of Mars. So Mars is the sub lord of the Venus. Let us keep that in mind. Let us check what Mars is also signifying. Just a minute, right? No. We have to do further. Yes, I think this is fine now. So sub lord is Mars. Mars is our blue planet only. 5 and 3 is good. So that is also playing a role. Mars is also good. Okay, anyway. And when you're going to talk about Mars, Mars is moderate, all are moderate. Mercury also the same way, all are moderate like Venus. All planets are blue color only. But you can see 5-3, 7-3, and fifth lord, 12th lord occupying third house, 7 and 3. It is having some weakness, but not very strong favorable significations are present. And sub-level, again, same planet, 7, 10, 3, 4. So we can see this is not having strong signification of the Jupiter or Venus. Venus role is not present here because Venus is an important key planet in the Dasa Lord that is not playing role. Venus is not playing role. Saturn is playing, but Venus is not playing. So that way we have to keep, this is not so strong, I can say that, because there's that the two levels are also not having strong significations. And it is having 5 and 3, 7 and 3, but not strongly favorable. And sublord also the same planet repeated, so that not very strong. And absence of the Venus, I am keeping this in the elimination list. And Rahu. Rahu is a good key planet. We already studied the Rahu, and because the primary cuspal sublord planet and star level planet is Venus is fine, and sub level 2A level also, okay, and sub level is Jupiter is also good key planet. So this planet is having source is good, star level is also fine, and sub level also it is fine, and again Saturn is coming here. So this is also fine. We have to keep this also in waiting list. Why we have to keep it in waiting list? This planet is 7th cuspal sublord. In the star of a planet, it is 6th lord, and having got this connection is good only. But 7th sublord in the star of a planet, 6th lord, and favorable only. You can see when I was talking about Venus as the source planet, 6 is not very strong because that is the source, and that 6 is being further reduced by the other houses. But when you're talking about the Venus as the star lord for the 7th cuspal sublord, that 6 is getting, because 7th sublord in the star of a planet, 6th lord and 11th lord, then Saturn is giving some weakness, right? So that way it has got some weakness at the star level. Planet is experiencing this one, some weakness. I could feel that. And let us check whether any other influence through the support planets. Jupiter is good only, aspected by Moon, our unfavorable key planet. Sorry, not Jupiter. Rahu is good, aspected by Moon. And Saturn, Venus, already we know that Venus is influenced by Jupiter, and Saturn is influenced by Rahu, and Jupiter itself is ruling at this sub-level. So that way it is having supports or some unfavorable are present, but look at the source, effect, and result, all are good only. The point is what? The planet at the star level is 6th lord, giving some unfavorable impact to the Rahu because it is the 7th sublord, and sublord is fine, 1, 4, 7, 11, 1, 5, and 6. Though it is favorable, you can see this Rahu having 7th sublord in the star of your planet 6, and 8 and 12, and sublord is Jupiter, 6 sublord. Some connection, 7 is getting the influence. Star lord is 6th lord, sublord is 6th sublord. So that is one weakness present for the Rahu. So we have to keep it in waiting list. I think you are able to understand how that level-wise study is making that planet is favorable or unfavorable. Now, which are the planets that are under waiting list? We have to study those planets only. So I think we have taken, except Moon and Mars and Mercury, Moon, Mars, and Mercury, all the planets we have kept in the waiting list. So let me erase this: Moon, Mars, and Mercury. Remaining planets are all having some favorable rulers, and also through the supports and all we discussed. Now, under Jupiter Dasa, strong favorable key planet, as we discussed, Venus and Saturn by way of Rahu, right? Repeatedly coming Saturn. So definitely role of Saturn and Venus are important. So in that case, you can see here, Ketu is there at the source. Source is not so good. And star level is okay, but 6 sublord is present. This is not good. 6 is getting support at this level. Again, this is not good. So this is having some weakness. We can keep them in the, not in the waiting list. We can eliminate this planet also because of the star level and 12 level planets. 6, 8, 12 grouping are coming. Look at the source planet Venus. Venus is 6th lord. I have been telling that though it is 6th lord, it is favorable, right? 6th lord can become unfavorable when it is the star lord for the 7th house matter, 7th lord or 7th sublord in the source, right? Now 6th lord can become unfavorable also if it is having some unfavorable. That is also not there. Now Venus is in the star of Saturn. It is favorable. Of course, it is giving obstacles, but as I said, again Saturn in the star of Venus is favorable. And as we already discussed, Saturn is having that Rahu and Venus is having that Jupiter. So that is also there. So the favorable key planet Venus and Saturn, they're all playing role here. And in the influence of Jupiter and Rahu, favorable key planet. Moreover, the source planet is not talking about the 7th house. It is talking about the 6th lord one. 6th lord, that is also not good. But though it is 6th lord, it is not weak, and it is star lord is, it is not having any 8th house or 12th house in the CL. If in that case, if it is present from the CL, it is having unfavorable, then unfavorable may be more, right? So Venus is comparatively better than the K2. And of course, as we said, subsublord is Mars. Mars is also, it is good planet only. Let us check the birth chart. Mars, Mercury and Venus are all conjoined. Mars, Mercury, and Venus, they are all conjoined and aspected by Jupiter. So the key planets of the Dasa Lord is Jupiter. That the key planet itself is playing role in the support of the Venus, because Venus is under the influence of the key planet, right? And also the sublord also, subsublord also Mars, that is also under the influence of the Jupiter, and all are forming roller link because they are all conjoined. That way, Venus is becoming stronger. Then comes Sun. Sun is having strength but having weakness, and same star lord. You can see this. This is what I was telling. Star lord is having some weakness, not strong. This is also not strong. This is also not strong. And 12 level planet is Jupiter is fine, but sub level having some. That is also fine only, not a problem. But only the problem, we have to check where is the rule of the Venus. Venus is important key planet, is only at the last level. And another key planet is, making that weakness. Source 9th lord, star level is 3 and 1. You can see here 11, 3, 5, 9 and 2, 1, 3. And again 11, 3, 5, 9. Good grouping is there. Here 9 only. Second planet is Rahu, okay, but 9, 4, and 10, mixed planet. In the star of Ketu, 3 and 1. So this is not so good. So that, I mean, we can say this is not so strong, right? That we can keep it in the waiting. We can retain in the waiting list. Then Mars we already eliminated. Moon also we have eliminated. And Rahu itself, as I said, Rahu, source planet, star level having 6 and 8 and 12, 8 and 12. This is what I was saying. Rahu, 7th lord in the star of 6th lord, sub of 6th sublord, indicating some weakness that is not very strong. So that is also not so good. And then next one is Jupiter, that is the Dasa lord. And Dasa lord itself, you can think whether it can act as the Buddhi lord or Antara lord. No, it is having some weakness at the star level. And what do you call, sub level also not very strong. Let us check if other planet is better than this. We can choose this also. Then what comes next is Saturn. Saturn is 2, 1, 3, and star level is fine. Sub level also fine. And 2A level planet is having this 8 and 12, 8 and 12 also repeated. But source itself is having some weakness, and star level having this 6 lord, 11, and these ones. When 6th lord is coming in the star of this planet, it has got some weakness, right? 2, 1, 3, 8 and 12, 6, 8 and 12. You can see the difference. This is source only 6, all favorable in the star of this one, supported by this one. But here, unfavorable, star lord is supportive, again not supported by the Saturn. So this Saturn Venus combination, Venus Saturn combination, if you study, Venus is comparatively better than the Saturn because sublord also Mars. So that way, if you see this, which is comparatively better, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, right? So no other planet is, strongly favorable, though the key planets of Jupiter is playing role here, and Rahu playing role, Jupiter is playing role because of the level-wise other level strain and grouping. Then they are having some weakness. And the Salar's key planet is Saturn, Venus is strongly playing role. That Saturn, Venus getting the support of the Rahu, Saturn is repeated. So definitely the role of Saturn is important. That is playing role here. Venus also playing role, Saturn, Venus playing role here. Here also Saturn, Venus are playing role. When compared to the Saturn, Venus is better. So that way, Jupiter and Venus and Saturn are comparatively better. Next comes the Sun. Sun is also okay, but source is not so good. And the effect also, it is having not very strong significator. Because of that only, otherwise 2A level and sub level are favorable, right? And as I explained about the Rahu also. So now let us check the date of marriage. As per the record, date of marriage is 4/11/2008. 4/11/2008. Just a minute. Let me erase this. No, let it be. What is the date? I forgot. 4/11/2008. 4/11/2008. Let me check the Dasa period. 4/11/2008. Jupiter Dasa 2008. Venus Buddhi and 4/11. Yes, Saturn Mantra. So that marriage happened during the Jupiter Dasa, Venus Buddhi, and Saturn Mantra. You can see this as I have been telling that check the rulers of the Dasa Lord. If they are all influenced by the Dasa Lord key planet and also other strong favorable key planet, check their rule. If those rulers are playing as the Buddhi Lord as a planet, then give importance to them because they're already under the influence of the key planets of the Dasa Lord and also other favorable key planet. And apart from that, we have to do the level-wise combined study, which will give the strength. So Venus is the important key planet of the 2A level, star lord is Saturn. And Saturn itself is acting as the Antara lord. Because of the obstacles are coming, it is not acting as the Buddhi lord, it is acting as only as the Antara lord. I think we're able to understand some challenging chart because of the unfavorable groupings or mixed significator are more, and role of the key planets are limited, and even the key planets are present in some planets. They are, because of their having some unfavorable houses, other levels are also having unfavorable, that unfavorable combination becoming stronger. I think you are able to understand this one. So now let us check the transit also. 4/11/2008. 4/11/2008. Let me open the natal chart. Let me clear all these things. Where is the Jupiter? Jupiter in the transit is in its own sign, in the Sagittarius, conjoined with the moon, conjoined with the, no, it is not conjoining to the natal moon. Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius aspecting to the seventh house. And is it aspecting to the seventh lord? No, it is aspecting to Sun. Sun is ninth lord. And it is aspecting to fifth house and seventh house. That's all. It is not having any other aspect. So that way, seventh house is being aspected by Jupiter by seventh aspect. Then any other, we have to check the transit of the Dasa Bhuktī periods on the on the key planets. Let us check the Dasa Lord is Jupiter. Jupiter in the sign of Jupiter in the star of Venus. Venus is our good key planet, already we checked. Sub of Saturn. Saturn is also 2 and 3 cuspal lord, and through the support with the Rahu, it is very good. So that also we have taken. Saturn is a key planet, and Venus also a key planet, that already is checked. Jupiter in the star of Venus. Jupiter in the star of Venus, sub of Saturn. And the Dasa Lord is Jupiter. Bhuktī Lord is Venus. Venus is in the sign of Mars. Mars is also good key planet in the star of Mercury. Mercury is seventh lord. So that way it is connected. Seventh lord, and in the star of Saturn, our other key planet, right? And Venus is over. Then what else? Bhuktī Lord is Venus. Antara Lord is Saturn. Saturn. Where is Saturn? Saturn is in the sign of Sun and star of Venus, sub of Mercury. So star of Venus, Venus is our key planet, and Saturn in the sign of Sun. Sun is in the star of Ketu. Sign Lord is having some, sign Lord of the Saturn is having some mixed significations, but star Lord of the Saturn is Venus. Venus is our favorable key planet, and sublord is sublord is Mercury. Saturn in the sub of Mercury in the transit. That Mercury is the seventh lord in the star of Saturn itself. So you can see Saturn is playing strong role, though it is 8 and 12 cuspal significators. 8th occupant, 8 and 12 cuspal star lord, but being the Saturn second lord and third lord, and also conjoined with the Rahu, a strong favorable key planet, a good key planet, seventh cuspal sublord also, it is adding strength, right? So because that Jupiter in the star of Saturn, Saturn is making that Dasa Lord favorable for the marriage, and also 2A level planet also, Venus is already present. So because of that, Saturn-Venus combination, Saturn is also repeated. So Saturn is becoming strong, favorable key planet despite 8 and 12, and also Venus. Because of that only, you can see that Venus in the star of Saturn, sub of Saturn, though it is having 8 and 12 are present, it is having that influence of the Jupiter also, influence of the Rahu also, and Venus also playing role. Because of that only, that Venus has given the marriage during its period. I think it should have you should have learned something in this video, and careful study is important while we are studying the self-signification. If mixed significator are present, but if they're under the influence of the strong key planet, and also they are ruling in the Buddhi Lord, sorry, Dasa Lord, definitely they have to be given importance. I think you are able to understand, and we'll meet in the next video wherein how we can find these key planets influence in the Pilt connection, in the Pilt table. We'll discuss in the next video. Thank you. Good luck.